Alright, welcome back. Second run, here we go. Alright, so Jotun's the one we picked first. He's the only one we can restart with. That's good. We need a second try with him. I don't think we can spawn anyone off the start. Oh, we can. Alright, so these are who we've captured before in this area. We definitely need some damage. And so I'm thinking we go back to Aethermancer. Alright, you can see there the tree had a little shine to it. What do we got up here? I've heard many stories. I hope nothing that paints us as too villainous. Villains? Nah, you're the heroes. Guiding monsters towards worthiness, helping out across Terror Strait. That's certainly an idea. In practice, however, our history looks a bit different. Don't worry about ancient history. Besides, as fellow void delvers, we can help each other out. Nice, gonna give me an equipment off the start. So epic's always better than rare, but you want to make sure they fit your party comp. Applies 1 temporary power to self. That's what the fire chicken was doing. That power scales damage. At the start of combat, shield self for 5. Basic attacks generate 1 additional fire. Into wild. Wild damage plus 2. Basic attacks generate 1 additional win. So wild ether is important because that counts as any element. So it really helps if you're struggling. But I do think this staff's just good. Gives me extra power, gives me extra damage just on hit, gives me shield, and gives me fire. Alright. So we're going to go with Aethermancer, thinking that maybe if we get like that shield plus crit. Alright, so I think B's dash now. Alright, let's Void Blitz, and let's take out this guy. You can see the other difference is now we're not staggering first turn because these guys all cost 4 to stagger. So that makes a pretty big difference. So we could stagger him right off the start if we use this. I do think that's really solid. And then now that he's staggered, let's kill him and generate elements. And he's going to generate more fire per turn. Alright, I wish he wouldn't have made more fire there, but that's okay. So we can now, let's see. Just stay aggro, I'm thinking. The double attack should get close to killing. If we would have been able to stagger, we definitely would have killed. So this plus poison didn't quite kill. Oh, it did. Alright, so it didn't factor in the poison. Okay, sweet. Strong first turn of the run. We're looking good. Talisman. I don't think shield counts as a buff. Buffs are like the temporary power. But we'll still do this. Generating a random ether helps. Nope, get me back up there. Yes, Void Blitzing the chicken. We got effed up by the karate chicken. Fire karate chicken last time. We're not doing that again. Yep, enjoy your stagger, you POS. We could capture the fire chicken. That sounds good. Cockatrice. I like fire chicken better. Sorry, sticking with it. Let's capitalize on the big damage while he's staggered. I wanted to get the wolf close to stagger. Nice, because I hit a crit there, that yellow 7 we were able to kill. And that little bit of shield early on is really helping keep us above the above their damage curve first turn, so Aethermancer doesn't die. Because that is the thing, he is very much a glass cannon. Alright, as we level up, I would like, let's think about it. Either more things to increase crit. I don't think I'm going to go the poison route this time. That definitely didn't quite work like I wanted. I mean, it would have if I could have kept people leveling up. On attack, deals a hit with damage equal to half this monster's shield rounded up. So that's pretty nice if I can keep shield on him constantly. this, every 3 turns we gain power, but you can see by turn 3 I can already be in a tight spot. So none of these are great. So this is definitely a turn that I would reroll if I could. None of these really help me right now. I think shield hit has the most potential to scale if I can start getting like the cleanse corruption plus shield every turn. So I'm going to pick that. So extra damage. Earth. So Jotun isn't earth. Jotun is wind and water. So this doesn't help right now. Regeneration's always pretty good. On crit deals 3 wild damage. So this, not only I'd get crits, but I'd get 1 more hit. I think for now I'll be conservative with some regen since I don't have any other healing on this team. I think I just scrap this, keep what I got. Alright, we gotta get over here to dash through this. And we keep exploring. There is a way to pull up the map. There we go. So, oop, I didn't explore an area up top. I do think there's a way you can quick travel by highlighting, just kind of being over it, and then confirming. And nice, we got a monster soul. I do like this game. The graphics look sweet. The movements are pretty fluid. I like that my face is on fire. Lots of good stuff. Alright, so Envoy, more gold, Spring. We're not very corrupted. We skipped Envoy last time. Let's see what the Envoy is. Gold's always good, right? That's how you buy better items and things. Let's see who we can resummon here. Applies 1 temporary every 10 times the trait triggers. Applies 5 burn. Perks +1 ether. Poison tank. But we didn't choose poison. We went kind of crit. He would potentially get me tank stuff for my other units. Putrid Order. He wouldn't be bad, because as this triggers and he gets regenerate on himself from what we chose, he then also is poisoning them, and I'm poisoning them with both him and my other guy, and he would provide some tank. So I don't have any heal, but I'd have regen and shield, and just have to hope that's enough. Let's try the moves. I kind of like the concept of this team. We'll see if it works. We will see if it works. So Elioth is the Envoy. So these are the artifacts. As much as I like getting rid of corruption, I do think just the heal plus 5 debuffs is really good in case one of my monsters just gets in a bad spot. Monster soul, good. There was a monster fight up to the right there. Well, what do you guys think of this game so far? I mean, I know it's just the demo, so even if it is something we want to play, let's keep... Who am I going to do the most basic stuff with? Probably the ooze to generate elements for the other two. And I want more earth. Because I'm thinking that the Tassel Worm's our biggest damage, so we don't want him basic attacking. We want the rest of our crew. Okay, can't teleport to the monster. That makes sense. Do we get high ground? Not quite. Now we get high ground. Fire Chicken, you are my forever enemy. Alright, so let's see here. I really would like to do... So Fire Claws would actually break Fire Chicken in one turn, for future reference. But I do want to get Shield off up top. And that gets me redirect there. And then let's do big damage here. Along with Poison. And let's generate elements down here. No way. Dude, this chicken's my nemesis. Stop targeting Taitzelworm. What the heck, man? Ah, that's frustrating. I had a really good team combo too. I just can't get one shot. Shoot. And we were in a great position to kill him, stagger. I mean, maybe Taitzelworm's just too fragile right now. I even tried to redirect away. There's really nothing else I could have done this run. Alright, we gotta get some heal going, because his poison, the Ooze's poison, really adds up on himself if you don't pay attention. I wish that Taitzelworm had a touch of damage, or poison, but it doesn't. I want to make sure we kill there. Nice, we got the stagger. Alright, let's kill here. So in a way we lost our damage, but we scaled enough poison damage that we're almost stronger even with the two of these guys, if we can make it through this area. He doesn't really give regeneration, so not the best, but that's alright. Alright, getting our shadows up. Let's see. Can I get high ground anywhere? No. Going here should allow me to stagger him in one turn with this, which should then allow... Do I double stagger? But I'm not doing any damage, versus this is huge damage. Well, he's staggered. Okay, he still has poison, so he's dead next. Oh, he did heal. Shoot. So he's got a perk that whenever someone else attacks, he's healing 3. The poison's not going to kill him, which is a bummer. Let's stagger one of these guys so I take less damage. And then we basic attack. I really wanted to get a heal turn off there, but I've got to keep staggering and staying up. It's interesting, right? Because like I have access to the same guys they do, but sometimes their comps are better than mine. Sometimes my comps are better than theirs. It's a really unique game in that respect. Applies 2 poison to all allies. So let's do Toxic Slash here. And the front guy's doing the bigger damage with his bite that's costing 2. So we're going to wipe him out right now. So he's got sidekick times 4. So if other guys attacked, I would take damage on the next 4 attacks. Alright, we stun here, we get a heal going, and then we try and finish next turn. we try and kill before we trigger all that poison. Nice. Alright, looking okay. I just got to get through the rest of this world in order to... The monsters may learn Maverick skills. That's what I was talking about by combining. So, let's see here. The thing is, I don't know that I have any way to reliably... So does this mean it'll grant me Retaliate and it'll apply 3 poison? I think we want it polluted just because as long as I have an extra Earth Ether, it'll do 6 extra damage and poison. And I'd like to stay on the offensive side with only 2 versus waiting to get hit and retaliate. Alright, Witch we haven't checked out yet. Let's head to the Witch. Aether Spring, I'm doing okay on Corruption. We can finally get a 3rd guy back, which is going to help. Do we try the Tater Worm one more time? I don't think so, but I don't know that we need a 3rd tank. And we're doing okay on heal and regen. For the sake of the demo, let's show off... Man, I want to show off a new guy, but like, I don't need a 3rd tank. I don't need more heal and regen. So we're going to give Tater Worm a 3rd try, baby! At the start of combat. That's only at the start of combat. I have to stagger them. So this is really good, but again, it's going to burn through my Earth Ether really quick. But I think kind of going the poison build instead of the crit build makes sense with this comp. Alright, Witch, what you got for me? Alright, this is Lily. Reroll a trait. Jotun. Ooze had a good trait, but it's the same as Tater Worm's, and Tater Worm's going to be attacking more, where Ooze is healing more. So let's reroll Ooze, Polluted Ether. Alright, so now as I trigger those Earth actions, they'll also all get poison. I actually think this is just better, because I'm going to try and have to keep shielding with Jotun a lot to keep Tater Worm alive. So I really need to level him up to keep getting more redirect and shield on him, or else I'm in trouble. Oops, I didn't see that. Ooh, we got the fire dragons. You guys gonna come down here where I can jump you? Not quite. But let's get him in stagger range of Jotun. Alright. Water, earth, earth, and we need wind. Shoot. Still can't get that off. So let's get the Tater Worm to start getting poison. We do not want... This guy's the only one doing a big attack this turn, and we have him closest to staggering. He heals, so there's no point in damaging him. And then we've got to do basic here. Oh, so I do have Monster Flask. I didn't look at that I start with artifacts. Not my favorite first turn ever, but that's okay. Yep, we talked about taking damage and getting corrupted. At least they spread out their attacks. I actually don't hate the heal here. Everyone does get poisoned, so that does put me on the clock. Ice Smash staggers, but he's not quite dead. But it's still worth it, so we take less damage. Because with him and our other poison, it'll at least be close. Look at that poison start to stack. Alright, let's redirect here, because we can't break anything, and I'm sick of taking damage on Taitzelworm. I'm going to use this on Taitzelworm. I'm not losing him. This is the attack we want to see if we can use both and get a ton of poison off, and then basic kills here. $52? Holy crap. We survived the poison by 1. Yeah, I don't want Jotun to get too corrupted, so I'm going to have to try heal. Then we kill. Wowza. Alright, I need these guys to level up and get a new skill. You can see that worthiness is creeping up, so future runs will be in a better spot than we are now. Alright, so shields everyone, applies redirect to self. None of these are that great, and I really need a good skill here or I'm going to lose him. I mean, Moisturize isn't terrible. It is a free action, so I could use that to use the water plus other stuff. Glacier Shield is an attack plus a shield, which is helpful, but it doesn't redirect. And Winter Guard's good, but I can't really Winter Guard without having a way to shield himself more. Damn, these are not better. Alright, so shield and do damage. I'm going to do this because it's a free action. So then I can do other thing. Poison counts as a debuff. So this is a shield and a heal. So that's pretty good, since I'm poisoning everyone as I heal with my other guy. Not great though. I really wanted the heal plus Cleanse Corruption. That's alright though. I was going to say, we just started exploring. No way we're done with this world. Little glowing area there. Void parry action. Okay. But we've got to respect the Drake. But let's see about killing Taitzelworm early. Alright, we shield and redirect this turn. Let's keep everyone else alive from being triple attacked. Because another friendly shielded, we apply poison, so that combo's starting to work. We try and get this guy within one shot. Okay, that was a great redirect. Taking a little bit more damage than I wanted to, but we kept Taitzelworm alive. Alright, so this turn we heal and shield everyone. Okay, so all allies does include self. That's actually big. And then because everyone's shielded, we put a ton of poison on Mandrake, so that combo works awesome. And a Toxic Slash here. That's a big heal. Let's start killing here, because Mandrake can't do much damage. Unfortunately, I'm prioritizing my other two guys' turns, so Foos is just kind of doing basic, but he's getting me the elements I need to keep popping off. And that poison's starting to stack. We're looking pretty good. So Drake should be dead this turn as soon as poison triggers. Let's just do this again. It's healing, it's poisoning, it's shielding. This is doing everything I need it to. I definitely undervalued that one. So I should probably choose the fire skill because I could have broken Drake or Mandrake there. Tempted to just full heal. It'll get a little poison on me, but they'll both die of poison before their turns. They should anyway. Oh, they healed first and then poison triggered. Okay, that's... Holy cow. I gotta pay attention to that one. Oh, this, you can see we finally kind of got the comp off we were going for. When these guys hit level 3 and get another skill, we'll be in really good shape. Tea of Many Spices. Okay, another artifact. Love that. Any high ground down here to use? Not quite. Alright, let's take out a fire chicken. Man, the double fire chickens are actually tough because they both give +1 ether. Alright, we stick with this. So you can see now with the corruption, I'm not starting at full health, so actually healing and shielding first turn is a pretty beneficial first turn. And we got a basic attack. I always should basic attack first if I know I'm going to do that to get more elements. Oh, please survive, Ooze. Oh man, we're in bad shape. I think this has to be a double heal turn if I have the elements. So they have to have a debuff. So if I do this one first, that gives everyone a debuff, which then triggers this one to up all my shields. To then murder something. Okay, healed and got burn on all of us. We're looking okay though. Alright, gotta start thinking about kills. Because I am taking some poison. Okay, heal the slime. Let's do basic here. Man, what's my best bet? I really need to get a fire element, but I'm not going to. And I can't get more shield. And I can't do anything there. So we're going to basic attack here first, because that's going to give me extra earth. That way, as I attack here, it'll do an additional earth damage and poison, which should kill before he murders me. Alright, that took a lot of planning. That was pretty sketchy for a second there. Especially with him having sidekick, I was probably dead if I didn't plan that turn right. I was losing someone. Let's get those heals off. Then we always pick this one for the extra poison. And that should be a kill. So you can see, like, I'm doing okay with element management. I have a little bit too much water. But I'm not triggering many staggers, which are really crucial in this game. So I really do like Volcanic Guard. I'm just not generating a ton of fire. So this would heal 6 poison to deal potentially 30 damage. And it would be a use of water and fire. So I do think that's my best choice there. Stacked on this monster trigger poison. I just don't know that I'm ever going to have enough earth. So I do think just smogging and getting more cheap poison is probably my better bet. I love those big attacks, but you need the right Aether management to pull them off, and I just don't think my comp has it right now. Alright, merchant, we can buy stuff, loot drop epic. We are not getting much for loot. I really wish there was an Aether Spring to choose from, because we are getting really corrupted. So we could spawn someone else to deal with corruption. Fire and water. Every time he interrupts, so every time I stagger, not the best for a... Oh, champion monster, alright. And I'm not going to be able to heal anything first. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get to the next area. So I just need hits. That gives me shield, but no heals. I can't, so I can pop this. That'd leave me 1 and 1. So I think I'm going to do a defensive turn here. Let's do this, because that gets a debuff on everyone. That then allows me to shield everyone, which is going to let me trigger poison over there. And then Aetherworm, we just do a basic attack to regenerate elements right now and keep stacking poison. Alright, this turn, if I can do a more aggressive turn, I can stagger. Alright, so this would burn both. So he's doing big attacks. I could stagger the top there so I take less. Even with the basic attack I could stagger. Let's get some elements for bigger turns here when he can do anything he wants. Sure, we'll capture him. The Warden, Earthwind, I like it. And we got a basic attack. Alright, looking okay. We now have a lot of Aether to play with next turn, so I like it. We're set up pretty well. Gotta watch Aetherworm's health. This is a pretty crucial turn. So he has a debuff, so this counts as healing and will get me a lot of poison. 30k. I don't think that's very valuable right now. Fire Claws. I went this way just because it was more hits while he was staggered for more poison and earth. Well, he's staggered. I think I just need to keep attacking. And the poison got him. Alright, so a very interesting comp we got going. Very poison heavy, kind of debuffing myself to do more. Yes, that's what I needed. Cleanse Corruption and shields him every turn, and then that natural shield. We're not doing a ton of buffs on Jotun, so that's much better to give him more shield. So rest site, yes, we need to cleanse corruption. What do you got for us, merchant? Are you aware you're inside the void? Yes, yes, the void, a natural part of our world, life and death, aether and void. Chit chat, perhaps you are interested in my wares. Alright, so a few items here. That's actually pretty good for the poison hit, which works a lot better on Ooze because he's doing lots of support actions. So I do need to buy that. This is pretty good if I get myself in a real bad spot. Breaking Poise for a stagger. And then let's get a random XP. Alright, so Ooze and Tatzel are 4. We're not summoning anyone else right now. We keep running. Forbidden Fortress, basically Act 2. I'm really excited for this full game to come out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If this is something you'd be interested in watching more of once it does fully come out, let me know. Oh, Ghastly, I suppose we won't have much to talk about then. Goodbye, sir, unless those monsters of yours happen to have a better appetite than you do. What do you have in mind, chef? Myrn, my dishes will bring the best out of monsters. I never hold back on spices. Stronger, but at a price. So we just got Cleanse Corruption on Jotun. Ooze also has Cleanse Corruption. So either of these I could do it without worrying about it too much. So let's buff Ooze, because if this is an XP that gets him to 4. I don't think him shielding himself is going to trigger the poison. I think that was just allies, but I'm still going to take it. Shield, shield. That is a new monster up top I've never seen before. It's really cool that even though it's still in demo phase, they're dropping new updates. I love to see that. Alright, so the best thing I can do here is probably basic attack with him to set someone else up. Okay, I gotta inspect this thing. What is going on? Grimoire. Look at those attacks. Yep, he's a problem. He's overpowered. I guess it's 2 either of each element, but it's still a problem. I hate that. Alright, so we got a basic attack here. You need to go. That allows me to do a big Toxic Slash. So let's do a stagger down here, because then he's not proccing the Grimoire. And then we start getting poison up there. Stolen Ether. Oh gosh. And Tatzelworm's already in trouble. I'm glad I staggered the other one. Alright. So let's do our heal. Do I want a double heal? Or do I care more about just shielding? No, I want a double heal. Okay. The heal doesn't matter, but it still is going to trigger huge poison. Goodbye, Grimoire. Okay, he did. Oh, sidekick almost got me. Sketchy! Alright, so we need to shield and heal everyone with a debuff. Okay. I'm tempted to use that. Let's see if I can get a kill first. Let's use this free action. Oh boy, that poisons me too. Alright, now we gotta heal. So that's another way I could debuff myself with one to then do the shield plus heal. Good to know. Alright, we got them down to 1. So let's just do the redirect. Actually, let's do this. It lets him attack whoever he wants, but it keeps the poison going crazy. That pretty much guarantees me a kill. That's not going to get any corruption off, so I'm just going to start attacking. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. We get some levels, so hopefully we get some good traits. Cleanse 2 debuffs from each ally. Okay, so this is huge. Cleanses debuffs, shields them, shields apply poison. This is also really good because Tatesal Worm is attacking everyone, but that is massive. So whenever poison triggers, applies more. Nah, we're gonna scrap that. We're looking better right now. I guess let's explore up top first. What do we got here? Nothing good. Little zigzag pattern. Get me up high, and now we jump down. We're gonna take this guy out. So the vampires are scary because they all stack fear. This guy's scary because he does big burn and healing. He's actually really fun to play with. I don't remember his name. Alright, so we could do our free action. Yep, and then that sets up the Snowy Embrace to then be a shield and heal. And poison. And then we basic attack here. Which allows me to Toxic Slash. Man, I hate that he's doing a huge attack. But that's the best I can do. Look at that poison stack. Let's go. Alright, we got debuffs. So let's keep doing exactly what we're doing. This combo is insane. Cleanse debuffs, poison more, shield more. We're gonna keep it going. He's doing a huge attack. If I could take him out, that'd be massive. He's now dead. And then we cleanse our stuff and we murder him. All you hear is the poison triggering. Poison triggers, we give more poison. Alright, easy dubs. It's funny, we're actually hardly doing any damage when you look at it, but we just have so much poison going on. And the like shielding, healing, poison combo is finally coming to fruition. It's a sweet combo. Alright, we heal off corruption up top. Taitzelworm's still getting pretty corrupted, which I don't love. Worthiness 2, let's go. Alright, I am gonna have to call it quits here fairly soon. We've got a wedding this evening, so we've got to travel across the state for that. Lots of fun, busy stuff. Who are you? You're new. Strange looking one, aren't you? I'm an Aethermancer. Oh well, I'm Keepa. I'm a monsterkin. Nope, I fully intend to. Perhaps you can help me by finding this one herb. Pretty sure Gustavo would feel a lot better knowing you didn't endanger yourself trying to get lost in here. I'll head back to Pilgrim's Rest. Nice. Jump back up top. I love the quick travel in this game. I know they're smaller worlds, but that makes a big difference. Alright, Merchant, Envoy. We don't have much money, so let's just heal our guys. I'm gonna keep the same team. Nice. Well, I guess I could have chose there between maybe fire and something else. I do think you get a choice. Grimoire, you gotta go. You know, probably Grimoire is not as scary, excuse me, in this battle, because like both vampires are going to be consuming the same elements. But I'd rather not risk it. Okay, so I got a basic attack here. That's going to give me Earth to then debuff myself. To then Snowy Embrace. To then murder stuff. I'm gonna go here, keep getting more poison on one of the vampires, since really their terror is my biggest threat in this fight. Dude, they always target Taitzelworm. Insane. Alright, we healed off all the debuffs, so now we gotta debuff ourselves again. To then Snowy. To then murder stuff. This should get close to enough poison to finish him. There we go. Okay, 2 should die this turn. Nice, he targeted Jotun, and then we heal off our debuffs and poison him enough that the game's over. The round's over. Awesome. I do love this combo. This is really cool. I can't say I've ever had this before. I think that's been my favorite part of this game, is no matter what combo of people you have, they have different synergies. Additional wind. Yeah, I'll do this just because the shield keeps synergizing with what I'm already doing. Alright, Grimoires haven't been that scary. Let's take out this guy. I can't really remember what he does, but that's okay. Right off the bat, starting by shielding myself and triggering poison. Alright. I mean, this is just pretty much textbook now that I have this combo. There's really nothing else I'd rather do, because I really need the heal on Taetzelworm first turn every time anyway. Oh, that gets me so close. If I attack someone else, but generate the Earth, I should then be able to stagger the Demon Hound first turn. Hopefully that audio is not too loud. It's fairly loud in my ear, but I tried to balance the music and stuff, and my voice, so we will see. Alright, Grimwire plus the Crab is kind of a scarier combo, because Crab does so much wild ether. Got some Retaliate going on. I like it. Alright, let's see here. We stick with the combo. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You need to die before you do something crazy. Those two are both dead. Let's heal ourselves and start to... Nah, let's just keep our elements up for exactly what we've been doing. Alright, Brace gives him Retaliate, and he's making a ton of Wild Ether to hopefully do nothing with. Poison should go absolutely insane this turn. It's interesting that they Retaliate off Poison. Kind of like that, though. Do I want to attack first with him? No, because I would rather have the Retaliate up here. This should get Poison high enough to just end it. He had an extra Retaliate. That's alright. How many of those does he get? What in the world? I guess maybe Retaliates for the whole turn. Nice, we got the Ooze up. Jotun's almost 5. Jotun is 5. We're going to go with the top one. Let's keep shielding and poisoning right off the start. No, we don't care about reverse. Ether, health is reduced. Increase shielding of each shield on allies. I'd rather start with the shield, because that's what's triggering my poison off the bat, so I'm going to stick with what I got. It was good. You just gotta weigh pros and cons. Alright, there should be a spring in here to get this corruption off, which I really need. Okay, it's just not going to let me dash. That's fine. Alright, lots of shields, which means lots of poison. Alright, this is probably my last fight. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end it to finish getting packed and ready. But we will pick up episode 2 of this series right here where we are. And I very much look forward to seeing if we can finish out this run. And then we will go from there. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this too. I really do like this game. My extra earth attack triggered and got the stagger. Poison's going crazy already. This is an insane team combo, as long as I can keep Taetzelworm alive. As long as I can keep Taetzelworm alive, it's crazy. Finally used this one. Wish it would have poisoned the bottom guy and killed him, but that's alright. Oh, it got so close. They can't even get through my shield. And corruption, poison triggered, easy dubs. Alright, let's finish off this area. Where's my spring? It's gotta be down. Finish off this area, heal off corruption on Taetzelworm. That makes it a little less important to heal first turn, but I still think this combo is insane, so I don't know that I'm going to change anything. Okay, I curled back the wrong way. I'm like, this is deja vu. Okay, did I miss my Aether Spring? That was element, that's that. These were all fights. Weird. Alright, loot drop. Envoy. Yeah, we don't need gold. Loot. We could get something really good. It's just a reminder, or if you missed episode 1, we are running a fairly poison heavy run. And we have a lot of synergy between our people shielding and then shielding triggering more poison. So it's a pretty sweet combo. Not that I'm biased. I think that's one of my favorite parts of this game is just how well it synergizes, and it makes it so satisfying when you're running multiple monsters that they work so well together. Like, it just feels great, and that's one of the rewarding parts that kept bringing me back to this game, even though it's just the demo. Alright, so pretty much this just gives me an extra charge. I'll do that because it's a heal and a shield, which we just talked about. Shields are pretty important to what we're doing because that equals poison. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to tie this together with the first video. It'll kind of depend on how long it is. There's our insta-poison triggering based on the shield we get off the bat. And then we have a broken combo. So we poison everybody. That gets debuffs on us. And then because there's debuffs on us, everyone gets a shield and a heal. Which is huge for my Taetzelworm because he has 0 health otherwise. And then when I attack with this, he triggers an extra earth most of the time. I know he gets sidekick, so I think he's our bigger threat. And what's happening there is Taetzelworm has the effect that when poison procs, it triggers more poison on everyone else. Alright, looking good. Turn 2. We're now healing off those debuffs. That gets more shield in between the rounds, which triggers more poison. I love this combo. Alright, we're in the same boat. We smog. That allows me to heal. I will say, out of all the times I've played this game, this is probably the most, like, cookie cutter routine, like, I've ever played. You know, most of the other runs were still a little bit more unique in terms of what I had to do. Alright, I think I got a basic attack here again. This is the most, like, scripted, right? Like, I click the same thing with Jotun. Taetzelworm does all my damage. Ooze is there for the passive poison and shielding. Most of my other runs were a lot more, like, working on maximizing Ether to then try and get off a big attack that does AoE to everyone was the focus of one run. Another run was all about purging, which was very interesting to keep trying to purge elements from them and then staggering them because they couldn't do their attack, or I guess interrupting them because they couldn't do their attack. So there's just so many unique things you can do. So that would only be 2, so that's not that many right now. So we still stick with this. Poison ourselves, now I think we heal, and that will... Well, he's dead on poison anyway. So let's start to hit him hard. Nice, so he should be dead. So we just have the top guy. I'm still going to shield here. I just can't risk Tailworm taking big damage. That triggers poison on the guy we need it to, and then we do our big attack up top. And then poison should be close to killing everybody. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, the heal 6. The heal 6 saved him, not by much. Dude, they love attacking Tailworm. It does feel AI-wise like there's some targeting in this, like they go for your lowest health guy sometimes. It is very hard to keep the glass cannons alive like Tailworm. Alright, so should be a free one. Not much else I can do, so let's just kill everything. Honestly, probably the shielding's better because it just procs more poison, but whatever. And we just don't really care because poison's going to wipe them no matter what. Alright, my one thing is Tailworm is getting really corrupted. I tried to go to an Aether Spring at the end of last episode, and it was not there. I do not like this one because my poison triggering gets more poison, so I don't want to delay that. I know it's doubled, it would scale, but I want it to trigger as much as possible. So this just works perfect because Tailworm is always doing earth attacks. He's my only one attacking, so Hunt doesn't make sense. Alright, so every time I stagger someone, I get a force. Really not doing a ton of staggering. And I do think the shield is a water element, so I'm going to do this just to keep triggering regen. Jotun's close to 6. What we got here? Alright, Monster Soul. And I thought I saw this over here. No, no, no. Let me out. Okay, high ground. Let's see. I think I want to wipe this guy out. Those two... The crab can do big damage if you let him set up a ton of elements, which he typically does. That's kind of his gimmick. Alright, before I forget, with that poison constantly triggering, before I drive you guys nuts, let's turn the volume down just a little bit. Actually, maybe the master volume's okay. We'll go 90. I'm going to turn this down a touch, 60. Alright, should hopefully be a little better. Maybe that's too quiet. Alright, so triggered in Earth, that allows Slime to get off more poison. This shield allows Slime to get off more poison. And then we finally attack. We want to wipe him out as fast as possible. And then let's get some elements for next turn. I really should basic attack with Slime before I do Tailworm's attack, just in case that extra earth allows me to get off more damage. I've done that 2 battles in a row today, so I gotta make that change. And the poison stacks are already going insane. And we stick with the same routine. As long as I can keep enough shield that Tailworm doesn't die, this is just insane synergy. I love it. Alright, let's get more earth for Tailworm. And then everyone should be dead. Not really. but within a couple turns, I'm in a very good spot. Man, poison is still kind of louder than everything else sound effect wise. That's crazy. I feel like my ears are just also a little hypersensitive. Went to the friend's wedding last night. First time going to a Chaldean wedding. Super fun. Great people. The music, I can get behind, man. It was upbeat. Everyone was dancing. One thing I will say, it was loud. Like, my ears were just ringing the rest of the night. I still feel deaf and just kind of out of sorts from how loud that was. And it was a little bit of a bummer from that standpoint, because a lot of those people on the east side of the state I don't see, so I would have liked to catch up with quite a bit. I can't crack the guy up top. I was seeing if I could break him from doing his double move. Alright, so this would actually break, so that's probably worth it right now. And like the music was too loud to even kind of talk and catch up. Like I was trying to fake it and read lips, but I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's happening. I'm trying. I think I can just possibly get a triple kill. His poison will trigger. No, he's got regen. Because dead down low. If I get more damage up top, which I can with Ice Smash, it should just be a triple. If you guys have played this game, you'll have to let me know what your favorite synergy is that you've found so far or done so far. I mean, a lot of it's RNG, what you hit right here. I mean, I guess Thorns isn't bad. I do get attacked, but I'm never going to do it because my other one's so much better. I wish I had a reroll. Now, I could theoretically go to the person who lets me reroll these. So for now... Ooh, my Earth is just so important. I don't really want to be using Earth for Jotun. I would rather just, I think, take this and hopefully reroll it later. That's kind of a waste. Boots, what we got? Shield Self, Conversifers. From this monster, he turned into Wild. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So I don't mind that Jotun gets an extra Aether. He's really not doing a ton of support actions, but the poison hit. 7% crit and 7% evasion. I mean, none of my other guys are attacking. So I think just having the Wild Ether is probably better than the Wind. A little resource management talk. Did I hit everything here? Man, that seemed like a short floor. Alright, so Epic Loot would be good because we're probably getting to another boss fight. Merchant, we have some money. Witch, I think she allows us to change one of those traits, which we just hated with Jotun. So, all viable. If I were live, I'd ask for input. Man, I really need to get some cleanse. Ooh. I'm gonna go Witch. Let's see if we can get that skill better. Sticking with the team, as bad as that feels. And I say feels bad just because I'm so corrupted. Like, theoretically, I could switch out the worm for someone new and get my corruption down. But I don't want to. Might regret that, but so far so good. We'll keep running it. Tortured Souls of Warriors died here. Still haunt these halls. But we both know that's nonsense. It's the Cult of Ether that haunts the halls. Just ask that creepy merchant that's always lurking around you. We're going to instantly reroll this trait. Let's go. Wait, I can't reroll the last one? No! Alright. think I just get rid of the shield hit. I'm not really attacking with him. Okay, that's pretty sweet. That's kind of synergizing between the shield and crit. Yep, we're gonna go permanent shields. If I was back to full health with Tate's Worm, I probably would not have done that. Here's our boss. Let's see how it goes. Like, if I was back to full health with Tate's Worm, and then I would have went damage. The crit and the +1 damage would be huge. Okay, I just need to live long enough. Has chosen Earth. Alright, I gotta be a little smart, but Earth is my most important. And it triggers more damage. I'm gonna proc this, because that extra shield should trigger more poison. I do have to do this. Let's see about getting some permanent shields up. Okay, we're already up to almost 20 poison. We basic attack first. This is a boss fight, no room for errors. Let's go. I'm gonna give him another wild. Oh, he's gonna murder me next turn. Man, but I don't want a basic attack. But he'll change elements, so I think I just slow play it. Actually, this plus the extra earth, if I crit, would be enough to at least stagger one of the two. I'm risking it. There we go, we got it. Dang. No. Alright, good miss, good miss. Alright, we need to survive probably 2 more turns and I'll have enough poison to be out of this. Okay, water, we're good. Now we do all the earth stuff that we typically want. I am going to have to do 1 water this turn, but I stand by it, it's worth the shield. There's no way I'm getting... I guess I could have Glacial Smash. I'll do that next turn. This won't break anything. Okay, I've got to survive. These are huge attacks coming. Okay, made it through first attack. Yep, thanks for hitting Jotun. We're in bad shape, but we're still alive. Alright, I don't know if I can survive 2 more turns. I really should try and end it right here. Okay, fire. Okay, we went big damage there. We're gonna stick with our... If I poison him more, I can cleanse more for more damage. Is what I'm thinking. So I poison the ooze more, then I cleanse the ooze for more value. We got it. Let's go. I mean, I wasn't in great shape, but I wasn't in bad shape either. Pretty solid for a boss fight. He's given me a lot of trouble in the past. I do feel like they increased the worthiness bonus I'm getting. I don't remember getting worthiness up to 2 for everyone in previous runs. But I will take it. Oh, here's the big boss. Let's see if we can keep the win streak going. Hello, Aethermancer. To make it this far, quite impressive. So you do remember. You look well. Have you enjoyed life, your freedom? Us, we could never imagine to complain. We take it Your surprise has robbed you of your speech, or is it the guilt? Who could say? Can you hear them? Farewell, Syrinx, for your soul will rot in the eternal flow of ether, as will their will. End of demo. Alright, this was only 20. I am going to throw these two videos together, splice them. Thanks for joining for the Aethermancer demo. I'm going to keep dropping demos about potential new series while we are finishing up our Monster Breeder series. If you do join that one late, full transparency, there was a lot of issues with the audio the first like 4 or 5 episodes. It did significantly improve, but I do apologize. If you do stick with it, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, liking and commenting it goes a long way to keep promoting me carving out time for these videos. So thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. Welcome back to the Hopium Den. Picking up our second and probably final episode of the Aethermancer Demo.